the way we interacted with everything, the way we searched for things, that changed because we had to adapt to the way of the search engines. But now we have the AI chatbots. Maybe we will have something entirely different. But to find something right now, it's completely different than searching for something on Google, for example. You need to have a completely different mindset. You need to be able to ask different questions. Yeah, we will need to adapt to that. Hi, hello. Today we're going to talk about AI and the implications it has in our daily lives, and we're just going to have a discussion. I'm Rahmi Osman Kaçmaz, designer at Fabricot. We have
Muad, product owner in Fabricot.
Abdullah Önden.
The boss.
The boss and the founder.
And the Fabricot itself.
Yeah. So let's start with you, Muad. As you know, AI, it has had a lot of effect on our lives in the past few, let's say years, but especially months since ChatGPT has come out. We have seen many crazy things, from things like Midjourney and also different image AI generators. What do you think? How is AI going? What implications is it going to have in our lives?
Well, me personally, I'm living alone at my home, so it had a big impact for me. I don't need to call my mom for any recipe. I can search any food in ChatGPT and it will give me detailed the ingredients, the steps.
And do you trust ChatGPT, by the way?
Oh, for now, yes. The food is good. For now, yes. So yeah, of course, it has been an impact the few months, and not only that, also even academically, it really helps a lot to find information, to find sources. Mostly, we are reading articles, at least in my stage. So in that part, also helped me a lot, and work-wise. Also help me, of course, if I need to search, let's say, for example, I need to make an interview to someone. I can search samples there, and they're really, it really makes sense. If you write the context you are, like, okay, ChatGPT, I'm the product owner of this company, and I'm going to interview X person that is working as a X department, X position, sorry. Give me some questions for my interview, and it's really giving detailed ones, you know. So I would say yes, a big impact positively. Still, I have some few doubts, or not doubts, like I'm thinking what it can be in the future. Would it be all positive this way, or there will be some side effects with this tool? So yeah, my opinion is like that.
So of course it's going to have some ethical implications in the future. But what I want to ask is, as Muad just said, okay, we're using this in our day-to-day life, Abdullah. But how do you see it in the future? Like, is it going to make us less, let's say, interested in topics? Are we going to research less? Are we going to become lazy? Are we going to ask everything to ChatGPT and other AI algorithms? How do you see the future of this?
First, I want to ask you one question. What's with the glass?
Well, the glasses, yeah, I've had an eye surgery, so that's why I have to wear them.
I think the viewers would like to know why you're wearing.
That's right.
The sun is a problematic thing right now. We are on a terrace in Istanbul right now, and the weather is really, really nice.
Yeah.
And about your question, I don't think so. I think with the help of the AI, and the tools like Midjourney or ChatGPT, we need to be more careful. We need to ask the real questions, the good questions. If you ask something missing, for example, stock photos, I think Midjourney kinda AI tools changed these kind of generated images. What do you think about this?
Well, yes. Especially for stock photos, for example, Shutterstock, they have recently introduced a new tool that generates images, just like Midjourney. So you can use that to generate images. And I think the reason for that is because they really were forced to do that, because most of the contributors, they were uploading, they were almost flooding Shutterstock with AI generated images.
Absolutely.
And now they introduced their own tool. if I should come to your question, back to your question, will AI replace our jobs? I don't think that will happen anytime soon. That has at least 10 or 15 years in my opinion, but of course
so it can happen.
It can happen, of course. Eventually it will happen. I mean, I think most, if not all, jobs will be replaced by AI. It's just a matter of time. I don't know how long
Maybe
it
a
will
new
take.
job can be specialist in ChatGPT and these tools. A new
Yes.
position can
AI
come up.
developer. I don't know.
It can
AI
come up a new position.
Supporter.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm not sure. I still believe that even not that much 10-15 years, many jobs can be replaced by just ChatGPT.
What about product management?
Product management, maybe ChatGPT is not the ideal robot to replace project management, but of course in the AI side there can be a tool where and possibly it will happen at the end that manage the teams, manage the tasks, manage I don't know all around a project and will leave me without a job.
For example, ClickUp just launched an AI module,
definitely,
which automates the mailing, automates some, I think, task management things. So it's a start.
But I think it's also great that it takes away the boring jobs, like the drills that you have to repeat and that are not fun. I mean, focusing on the fun parts, which are like more creative things in every job. That's nice. I mean, we can give the mundane tasks to AI. It can take that over.
So our jobs will be only just controlling. It wouldn't even require a need to understand the back work that the AI is making. We just should be controlling, checking that, for example, a design is good. So yeah, it would just become some jobs like controlling stuff, which I particularly don't agree and don't accept. Why? Because you mentioned like the boring parts of the job, but the boring parts of the job also, how can I say, builds your position is also a part. Even it's the boring part. It's like, for example, writing an article. Reading is really boring, for me at least. Let's say the fun part is writing. But if you just go to ChatGPT, that you can do it currently, and you can say, I need some articles, and I need the summary of them, and I need the strong points, the weak points of this article, I swear it will give you. Why? Because I did it already. But you will just directly write and not analyze anything. You will just read and write. But I think that ChatGPT, we should learn, as you said, how to use it. I think it will also create disruptive change in the educational side, mostly in this part, because now most of the systems, educational systems, are like memorize and throw up everything to the paper, and they are not teaching us how to search and how to consult. And ChatGPT can be a great tool for consulting. So if you ask me, or you think that it will not take jobs, I think definitely yes, to be honest. At what level, I don't know. No one knows, but there is a big potential, I think. What do you think?
And the education part, for example, in my master classes, I'm giving some projects with the help of ChatGPT, because maybe some professors or some teachers might think like, what we're gonna do, because homeworks in the last 10 years is given online, like create a project, write something and deliver in, I don't know, in 1 week, and we control the text and we give the rate. But now with the help of the ChatGPT, all the students are using these kind of technologies, and of course the system should integrate with ChatGPT, not blocking the ChatGPT. How do we use it in our works? And obviously some examples, some I don't know, some projects still needs to be delivered on like writing, you know. So maybe we can turn back to the old school style, like deliver your homework with writing, with your hands.
Yes.
And I even give this kind of I might give some kind of exams in midterms, because sometimes we do midterms like remotely. So
Is it
it's
hard?
a problem also for teaching too.
Is it hard to catch if something is made by ChatGPT or handwriting?
Of course. How can you prove it's written on ChatGPT?
I think there are even AIs now that where you paste your text in, and it turns it into non-AI generated text, so to say. But of course, it's still AI
and
generated.
Still, if there is some AI to prove this is written by AI, but how can you prove it? If the student says, no, hocam, no teacher, no professor, I don't know, I wrote this, how can you prove it? So it's kind of a mess.
So in a way, actually, AI is going to change the style, the way we also think, I think, in a way. It's like comparing the advent of the internet, Google, and the modern search engines that were introduced into our lives in the 2000s or late 1990s. You know, the way we interacted with everything, the way we searched for things, that changed because we had to adapt to the way of the search engines. But now we have the AI chatbots. Maybe we will have something entirely different. But to find something right now, it's completely different than searching for something on Google, for example. You need to have a completely different mindset. You need to be able to ask different questions. Yeah, we will need to adapt to that.
For example,
I think this part is. I'm sorry.
No,
This part is really good point, because the common question is like this: is ChatGPT will destroy Google, right? I can ask you this. What do you think? I'm going to explain my ideas, but I want to hear your ideas first. Yours.
I can say that it will not destroy Google, because in some sort of way, at the end, we're talking about a lot of ChatGPT, but any kind of AI tool will require the usage of these browsers at the end for the search information and so on and so forth. So I think it's not like chatbox will eat Google or search browsers, search engine, sorry, will be the, I would say, the ultimate tool for the search engines to become even smarter. Yeah, what I mean is AI, the ChatGPT without Google, I think has not the same potential as it would work alongside with Google.
Yes.
So if you ask me in the future how it can be these two tools running, I think they will run holding hands to become a better piece even.
And Microsoft's Bing is a good example of it, right? Because they made a huge investment on ChatGPT, an OpenAI company. And what's your ideas, Rahmus?
I have a slightly different opinion about this. My idea is that I think Web 3.0 will actually replace most of the big firms like Facebook, Google. The way I see that happening is everything is going to become decentralized, and AI chatbots are actually a good example of that, because right now we even have a search completely centralized. We have big firms, companies on which we rely to find information. So once we have different chatbots, we won't be relying on a single entity. Maybe not just even OpenAI for ChatGPT. Maybe hundreds of different AIs will come out in the future. And another part is the structure of Web 3.0 itself. I think it's going to have a big impact on everything. So I see a future where we don't have Google and Facebook.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I totally agree with you and some part of yourself. And Google was really good product, right? Still, it's a really good product, because anyone thinks something like, where should I go to eat? Where is the best place to go for a holiday? And you get an answer. But Google relies on the websites. But AI generates some ideas other than Google's search results. So the combination of the search results and the content on internet, and also the prediction of the AI, these contents, all of these contents will give real power in future. I don't think in an instant we are not going to see Google is removed or destroyed, but in time, Google should adapt this new side of the technology.
And what do you think, guys, about the coding side? The coding side, is it possible to ask about, I need, I don't know, let's start for something easy. I need just a landing page, and I can input the design in the chat box. I want this design, and maybe the animations we can leave it to the real developers for now. But just an AI, we put input for the design, and ChatGPT gives you the script.
In time, like if you think about, if you go back to 20 years earlier, yeah, the coding was really different. Now, if we compare today and 20 years back, so it's changed a lot in time, and still with the help of the AI, I think it's going to change, but the creativity is the most important part, and I don't think AI can be creative as a human, but we're gonna see. For example, with the help of GitHub Cockpit right now, developers can easily manipulate their own coding and make it more, I don't know, make it more readable, or I don't know, make their code more quality. So it's currently helping developers right now, but it's not just about AI. For example, with the jQuery. A library, a JavaScript library. Even back then, everyone was saying, "Oh, with the help of jQuery, many will lose their jobs," and no one lost their jobs. And then new frameworks happened. For example, React.js, Vue.js, this kind of front-end frameworks will come up, and no one get affected. And even some site positions are now available on market. So I think with the help of AI, the code quality will increase, and also the time that the coder needs for the development will decrease. So it will be helpful for the coders.
So for now, we don't see a possible replacement of coders by ChatGPT, for example? Or
no, I don't think so. But in time, we're gonna see some effects.
I got it. As much as we develop ChatGPT or any AI tool, for example, in the project management part, we need to make sometimes some decisions, which sometimes can be made thanks to a quantitative method, numbers basically, but sometimes it's just intuition. And will AI have intuition? Will have AI that skill set to make decisions enough to be really good?
And also, for example, it's popular, like Tesla, right? Tesla decided to hit someone because he thought it's kind of thought like if I don't hit this car, I'm going to hit this bus, and the bus carries like 40 people, but this car carries 2 people, so okay, hitting this one will prevent more damage. What do you think, Rahman, about the soul and the decisions of the AI?
Well, of course, I think it's never going to have a soul. The decision is going to be purely based on logic and based on a data set it's fed with. So if you give it a data set, and of course I also think it's also important that you give it a priority, what you want to prioritize. Like, is the life of a person, saving a life, the most critical thing? I think, yeah, that's that will always be the top priority. So maybe the decision it makes is based on how many lives I can save. Like, is in one situation I can save 1 life, in the other I can save 3 lives. So I choose to save 3 lives instead of 1 life. Of course, this is more ethical, and I think it's a deep conversation.
Yeah, and it can be hacked.
Yes.
It's an
okay, you can go. Yeah, actually, it happened with the same example you gave. There was an accident where AI from Tesla killed a dozen of people, civil people. Why? The car lost the control. The driver, as far as I remember well, fell asleep. So of course you put cross control but end up killing 12 people. So
And also,
yeah,
they say, I'm not sure about this, but they say Tesla saved hundreds of lives too, with the help of auto brake, or I don't know.
yeah,
So we need to say this too, right?
of course, of course. But it shows us that still we cannot believe, as much as it is improved, we cannot trust a machine, no matter how we improved it. It will always require some monitor, someone to control it, and there it can happen the new positions of ChatGPT or AI specialist or whatsoever. So what we can get from here is, in my opinion, AI is a tool that I will never trust.
Really?
For some,
Don't you get on a plane like because we trust it, and they use autopilot a lot. So
but there are two people there.
okay.
Two people there with thousands of hours.
So you can say I don't trust AI, but if some professional is watching it, I can trust, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, the human intuition that we have, we will never be able to transfer it to a machine that goes just with ones and zeros. So yeah, basically that's what I want to say about it.
And also people make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And I think in some points, I think in most of the points, if you automate correctly the AI, it will decide better than humans. Because in time, we can affect something.
Sometimes emotion can get in the way of making a logical decision, for example. I mean, of course, in those situations, AI is probably going to be better.
For example, if you watch the movie, the Hudson River plane crash, and on there, even some AI tools didn't land perfectly, but the right timing with the highly experienced pilots, they saved dozens of people on the crash.
Yes,
but AI learned this experience from the pilot. Now it can land. But they said on the movie, I don't know in the real if it's true, but even 100 lands happens again, no one will survive. So it's called Hudson River miracle right now. So it's kind of messy thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And also the AI, as far as I understand, it also while working, it learns. Also,
yeah, of course, of
right?
course. It's the structure of machine learning.
So
you have a machine. It's like a baby. In the beginning, you teach it, and from some time, it will understand and give some reactions and will decide and think like this. You give this baby billions of data and its ability to get this information and make it more, it can be done. So it's not like humans, because we have a potential, we can get tired, we can get older, so the AI will never get older, and its archive and its database will get bigger and bigger, and for example, they say in like 2 years later, the data, the AI, the current OpenAI data will have multiple times of this data, so it will decide more perfectly.
So what's the limits of the if it's learning?
That's a good question.
What's the limit? And if you say that but the AI doesn't have emotions, so it will make logically better decision making. So with this proposition, and also assuming and accepting that AI is always improving, now you're making me believe that AI can be better than human in decision making, because it is collecting billions of data that never in my life I will collect, and I will understand, and I will process, and also I have emotions. So you're putting me already under the AI. So what's the limit there?
The limit, that's I think hard to guess, but if you look at it from this perspective, I mean, of course, there are different AIs based on different topics. They are concentrated on certain topics, like for example, image generators or The closest thing we have to a general AI is probably ChatGPT right now, but it's of course very far from it.
Yeah.
Right now we have those AI algorithms that are focused on small tasks. But what happens when we have one that focuses on everything and does everything perfectly?
Yeah.
That's actually a scary question at the same time. But will it happen? I mean, some experts say it's very difficult that something like that will ever happen. But I don't see why it shouldn't be possible. I mean, maybe it will take some time.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from this perspective, like an AI is able to iterate over a problem set multiple million times faster than a human being. It scales with the computing power. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be possible. So where's the limit? That's hard to say.
It's a good ending question, I guess.
Yeah.
What is the limit?
To be honest, it's really interesting because, as you said, even if there is not integrated one machine, one AI for all the topics, just if you create one, for example, for the design part, I think it's already a big deal. Because, as I mentioned, please, now if I give you an example, if we put a Picasso and if you put a really advanced AI design machine there and creates also another painting, please tell me, I'm not an expert in art, but tell me what is the difference? Or I should ask an art expert, please tell me the difference between a Picasso and an AI painting. That collected data from Picasso, from, I don't know, some art guys, I really don't know.
But maybe this is the value. For example, you can say, I'm not an AI, and I spent really so much time to paint this, and this will get more attention, or maybe the value will be much more higher. I don't know. In time.
But the thing there is, we need a Picasso to make the Picasso painting.
Yeah.
So in the end, eventually, we will always need the human beings like creativity.
Yeah.
Because AI is being fed from the creativity of humans. It can't produce anything by itself yet. Maybe that will change. We don't know. But for this time being, you need a Picasso to be able to make something like Picasso. So I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comments. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Me, yes, that we only are source provider for AI. That's all. We are not even the boss anymore.
He's really afraid of AI. It's a summary of the video.
Basically, be careful, guys. But yeah, it's interesting. Many topics to talk about AI, but
while you're walking, you are going to look at your bag.
I'm not going to open my phone.
Especially when it's combined with robotics in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's watch and see where this goes, and we hope to talk with you again in the next episodes. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us for more updates. Thank you. Bye.
And if you like, keep the glasses.
Yeah.